Things that are day 8. Chapter 19, Still of Night. Bobby's dad and mom called while I was upstairs. They've changed their plans and they're coming home Friday now. Not Sunday, Friday. That's tomorrow, arriving at 3 p.m. And of course Bobby didn't tell them about the house guest, about William, James, or about the FBI agents who've been following him, or about me staying here tonight, all night. And about 8:30, when I call my mom, Bobby gives the performance of his life as Mrs. Hamlin, Nancy's mother. Best line. Oh yes, Alicia is such a dear. We just love having her come to visit us. After all the phone calls, Bobby and I set up camp in the TV room. Tray tables, a couple of fleece blankets, some ice cream, some pretzels with this sweet mustard dip, and some root beer. All the essentials. And for the past 2 hours, it's just been couch time. And we've had some small talk about music, and Bobby told me about some of his auditions, about how well he played, and about some of the incredible musicians he met. And I was tempted to ask him about Gwen, but I didn't. I mean, I know Bobby would tell me everything there is to tell about her, but I don't want Gwen to be part of this night. And because we're balanced on this tiny pinpoint of time, just the two of us now, and before our parents reclaim us, before the man in the guest room wakes up, before some officer knocks on the door, we need to make the most of this night. This is our night, ours. So we've talked about our parents, about things our families did during the summers when we were growing up, sort of like stream of consciousness sharing, while Miles Davis and John Coltrane and Bill Evans spin out their sounds, one CD after another, all of Bobby's favorites. This is a good time, that's what I tell myself, and it is. It takes this kind of time for us to get to know each other, to get a feel for who that other person is. But I keep thinking that this has to be our time to go deeper. Those tender feelings are in the air again, but down under so many other layers, pushed aside by so many other worries and concerns. Time bombs all around us. Still, I keep hoping, because Bobby and I, and what we mean to each other, we're just as important as all this other stuff. And in the long run, I think we are more important, much more important, aren't we? During all this time, neither of us has mentioned the man upstairs, James. I don't know what to do about that. I haven't told Bobby about the name. I feel like telling would be breaking a trust because of the way he said it. My friends call me James. And I don't think Bobby is his friend. Not yet. Bobby doesn't want to be friends with him because when you're a friend, you care more, and more caring is always more risk. So Bobby won't let himself care yet. About William. About James. That's what I tell myself, and it's true. When it's 10:30 or so, Bobby sneaks upstairs. He comes back 2 minutes later and says, "Lights out," and big snoring. The Phillips Van Dorn Molecular Readjustment Facility is officially open for business. He sits back down on the couch, closer this time, a big yawn. "You getting tired?" he asks. I nod and answer with a yawn of my own. "Yeah," I say. "Long day. A big day. Huge." "Does Gertie need to go out again?" he asks. "No, she's good. But is there another blanket, one she can lie on? It's a lot colder here than it is at our house at night." "Sure," he says, standing up again. "And I'll grab another one for us, and a couple of pillows." Us. He said us, and a blanket for us. As in, another blanket for us to sleep under. Us, sleeping under a blanket. And suddenly a voice rings out so clearly in my mind that I'm almost certain I'm really hearing it. "Alicia, I need to speak with you." It's Mom, the woman with boy radar. It's my imagination. She's not there. And now I'm wishing the Braid Fairy would talk to me. "Hello, are you there?" Nothing. Never around when I actually need her. I'm on my own here. Pillows arrive, another blanket arrives, for us, and Bobby arrives, and here we are, us. We're sitting up and we're close, and we're sharing a blanket, and there's still music in the air, an all-night show on the radio, turned down really low, subliminal jazz. And I'm pretty sure all the lights are off now because I know that matters to most people. Me, I've always got the lights dimmed. I've got built-in ambience. Now our heads are touching, sort of temple to temple. He says, "So did you miss me when I was away?" A trace of mint on his breath. I nod because he's that close. Close enough to hear a nod, breathing in the same air. All my hoping for a time when we could talk? Gone, vanished. We both know there's been enough talking. He changes position slightly, almost face to face now, and he reaches across under the blanket and rests his left hand on my side. Not high, not low, right on my ribs. And his hand just stays there. And I can feel the heat of his hand on my side, all the way through my sweater, all the way through my shirt, resting there. Or do I just imagine the heat? Doesn't matter. I still feel it. Gertie whines and gets up off the blanket on the floor, and in one fluid motion she jumps onto the couch beside me. And then she leans up against my back because she loves to be close. And she leans right onto Bobby's hand, and he moves his hand, pulls his hand with all its heat back to his side of the universe. And I think maybe Gertie has a deal with Mom. Some kind of long-distance boy patrol deal. Entirely possible. Gertie jumps off the couch, curls up on the blanket, and yawns, her mission accomplished. But still I can feel our moment coming. Bobby's working up his courage. I know he is. And I can wait for him forever if I have to. But I don't think it's going to take that long. We've been this close before. We've even kissed before. Exactly 1/2 time. Because 1/4 of a kiss plus 1/4 of a kiss equals 1/2 a kiss. That's what we've had. 2 short, sweet, simple kisses. Shallow kisses. Before. Bobby stirs, moves closer again, and he buries one shoulder deep into the cushions of the couch. He moves and I move too. And we kiss. We do. It is. I am. We are. Kissing. No words, not needed, because I know I'm not just his friend. Something else now. Something more. Chapter 20. Some friend. My left arm is killing me, and as the pain wakes me up, last night swirls in my head. I know where I am. I'm on the couch, and this is Bobby, on top of my arm, and his breath against my neck. And I'm back there, remembering last night. Delicious. I'm not moving. I don't care if my arm falls off. I'm not moving, and I am mapping this moment, this scene, these smells, the sound of his breathing, the way Bobby and I are layered together on this couch, and the way the hair on his arm feels under my fingers, us sharing a blanket. I free my right hand, and slowly, I'm able to reach the watch on my left wrist, and I press the correct buttons, and it vibrates. 6:19. So it's morning, barely light outside. My feet are freezing, and I reach down with one foot, feeling for Gertie on her blanket in front of the couch, because she's always as close as possible, and she's always warm. Not there, and not on the couch to my right. I snap my fingers, and I whisper, Gertie, here, because I would love a warm dog leaning against my back right now. She doesn't come. Gertie, here, I call. No dog, and the grab of sudden panic. I sit up and yank my hand from under Bobby's shoulder. He says, what? All groggy with sleep. And I shout, Gertie, come. Bobby, where's Gertie? And upstairs I hear her. She barks twice. Then again. She never barks. Bobby sits up, then jumps to his feet. What's? His voice is slurred, still in a dream, then awake, sharp, urgent. Alicia, what's wrong? Gertie, she's upstairs. Bobby's gone, sprinting, and I hear him take the stairs on the run. Gertie barks again, then her voice trails off into a garbled whine. Bobby, is she all right? I'm screaming, terror now on my feet. Is she okay? And I'm at the front staircase, running up the stairs, tripping, rushing ahead. Again. I'm at the top of the stairs when Bobby calls, she's all right, Alicia, she's all right. Just a little wobbly. I hear her whining. I'm in front of her now. My arms around her neck, and there's a sudden joy in her voice. And love, such love, and tears spill out, the relief. Then instantly anger. The kind that strangles. What happened, Bobby? Is she hurt? William? Did William hurt her? Because, he says, no, actually William gave her a treat. Some chunks of General Tso's chicken, looks like with a couple of my mom's sleeping pills buried in each one. And he's... Right, Bobby says, gone. And so is the blanket. And Bobby hangs the word in the air as his voice moves out the door and across the hall. Yes, also one of my dad's suits. Plus some shoes, plus who knows what else. Gone. Did it work? I ask. The blanket? Did it change him? Bobby says he took clothes, but I don't know. But taking the blanket, that has to mean something. Maybe he took it to the FBI or to someone else. And if anyone was actually watching this house, either William slipped past them or they were waiting for him. He's just gone. That's all we know for sure. And that he poisoned my Gertie. And I hate how angry I am, because this is the kind of rage that murder is made of. It's a good thing the man isn't here. And I hear his voice, but now it seems twisted, mocking me. Friends call me James. Some friend. Because a friend doesn't betray a trust, doesn't lie and steal and run away in the dead of night. And I'll never think of him as James. Never again. He's a creep, and his name is William. Chapter 21. Now. I'm not forgiving him. Those drugs could have killed Gertie. It's Thursday again, so it's been a full week, and I can still feel a hot rage bubble up at the thought of his name, William. I am not forgiving him, and I'm not forgiving myself either. To be so tricked, so totally bamboozled by the man's smarmy stories about solitude and church and all his feelings. The brain fairy was right. Feelings are dangerous, so I'm trying to get my heart to be more obedient. My heart. That brings me to Bobby. Oh, and kissing. Before the blindness, I know I saw thousands of kisses. I saw them with my own eyes, and in movies and on TV shows and up on theater stages. Every kiss I saw had a sound, a shape, a motion, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Every kiss had its own little storyline. The kisses I saw in photographs and drawings, the ones in magazines and on book covers and billboards, those were the frozen kisses, just the middle bit, where the lips are touching, the arms are clinging. Kisses in books, the ones described with words, those were the most powerful to me. Still, I soaked up the words so I could see the kisses. So many kisses. I saw them with my own eyes, each one. I drank them in photos, drawings, and words. And all that seeing made me believe that I was preparing for kisses of my own. Seeing so many kisses made me think I was becoming an expert. That I know just what to expect, just how I'd feel when it was my turn to kiss. I thought I'd be ready. I wasn't. Because a real kiss, a kiss that two people choose to give each other, it's something that can't be filmed or photographed or drawn or even described with words, because a kiss isn't what it looks like or how it feels. A real kiss happens deep inside of two hearts at the same time. It's hidden away. A real kiss is invisible. And now I know what kissing is. So does Bobby. But it's not like we've had any time to be together this week. Senior year is almost over, so schoolwork is intense for both of us, plus the college admissions process doesn't let up for a single day. And we're also staying apart in case there's still some trouble with the law, in case there's still some surveillance. Although with each passing day, that seems more and more unlikely. We haven't heard any more from the FBI, and no one in Bobby's family or mine has been able to spot anyone following or watching any of us, which could mean they're not watching, or that they're really good at staying out of sight. When Bobby's parents got home from Europe, his dad and my dad got together, but cautiously, and not at our house. And Daddy actually got one of those electronic sweepers, so he could be sure there was no listening devices hidden in his study. Not that he and Dr. Phillips are planning to work on any more mice, or that's what they're telling us. They're still preparing their data in case the secret gets out, preparing a fail-safe search server upload, and the emergency burst of information that would hit the internet if it ever becomes necessary. Because no one knows what happened to William, but if you ask me, he wouldn't have stolen that suit from Bobby's dad if he'd still been invisible. But I'm not going to think about it because it just makes me upset. He's gone without a trace, so I say good riddance. And if he stays gone, then I don't see how we could have any more problems with the FBI. No William, no evidence, no case, no FBI. So for the moment, it looks like the secret remains a secret, and the two science dads actually made a solemn promise not to do any more research. But they didn't promise to destroy the research they've done, because, and this is what Daddy said, what if there's a security crisis, and it becomes clear that this technology is being used, that there are invisible agents out there doing evil things, hurting people? Or what if we discover that William took the blanket and sold it and everything he knows to some extremists? Then we'd have no alternative but to take everything we know and publish it. Push it all out onto the internet so everyone all over the world gets it at once. Because that's really all there is to our fail-safe plan. And we almost put it into action the day the FBI came to our house, the day I had to get rid of those mice. The message I left for Dr. Phillips at his hotel in Geneva that day, our research has hit a snag. The word snag was code, and it means be ready to dump the contents of your laptop onto every server you can link to. And if I told him our research has hit a brick wall, then he would have published everything we know. If we ever do that, everyone would be able to understand the threat. Everyone would know how to defend against it. And for all we know, there could already be dozens of other invisible people out there right now being used, being exploited, doing really terrible things. If we ever discover that's true, we publish. And if we do that, there would certainly need to be more security measures worldwide. But once everyone knows, those measures would be just part of the routine, part of the new normal. Because if you know about this technology, it's not that hard to defend against it. And that will keep the playing field level. No awful surprises. At least that's our hope. Because sooner or later, this genie is getting out of its bottle. So we have to be ready, just in case. About all the lying. Bobby and I are not lying at all. No more. Either of us. Not to each other, not to our parents, not to anybody. And we told my mom and dad all about the fake sleepover gambit and all the rest of it, and we explained why we had to do what we did. And we're sticking with the truth from now on. Except I'm not sure about today. Because Bobby's coming over to pick me up soon, and I don't know how he got out of school today because this is Thursday, so I'm not asking him about that. Not today. And even though this house is empty, we're not staying here together because sooner or later Mom would ask me about that, and I'm not lying anymore. So when he arrives, Bobby and Gertie and I are walking to the library, to room 307, our study room, to do some studying and some talking. And this will be the first time we've been together in almost a week. I know Bobby's happy about it because he told me so. I've wanted to be close like this for so long, and now he wants that too. Which is why I'm brushing my teeth one more time in the downstairs powder room, and that's the doorbell. Gertie's already at the door of the vestibule when I get there, and I open the heavy glass door, and she's at the wooden door now, and she's sniffing, and then she's growling and scratching and barking. She never does that, and I can't breathe, and my heart is up in my throat, and I want to rip the door open and let Gertie loose. I want to release the hounds because I know who's out there, and so does Gertie. She's barking and snapping and biting at the door, and I pull her back. Gertie, hush, hush. Good girl, I say, because I don't want her to hurt herself. I hear the latch of the storm door, hear it open, then the storm door closes, but not all the way. And above the pounding of my heart, I'm expecting to hear him speak, because I know it's William out there. Nothing. Footsteps across the porch, down the steps, Then the gate squeaks, a door slams, a car drives away. I reach up to the keypad and punch the alarm code, and it takes me 2 tries because my hand is shaking so hard. System disarmed. I turn the knob and pull, and there's something between the doors. Leather. It's a briefcase. I pull it inside, shut the wooden door, punch the keypad again. System armed. In the family room, I'm on the couch and Gertie is leaning against my leg. She's still unsteady. Me too. She sniffs at the briefcase, one of those big boxy ones, and she growls. I know, Gertie, I'm growling too. I work the clasps, pull the flaps up, and open the top of the case wide, and I know what this is. It's the blanket, folded up with the wires and the controller in a neat bundle on one side, and on top of the blanket a cassette tape. It's the old kind, pre-CD. I still use audio cassettes like this for some of the books I listen to, so I'm on my feet with the stereo cabinet open, pushing the right buttons. I put the cassette into the player. William's voice. More barking. Gertie, hush. Good girl. I'll rewind and start the tape again. Alicia, first off, I am so very sorry that I had to treat your dog as I did, but I beg you to recall how extreme my situation was that day. Going into that evening, I did not know if I was being helped or if I was being set up to be turned over to the authorities, so I had to be ready for anything, which is why I brought those chicken bits to Robert's house, just in case. By the time you and I had spoken, I felt quite sure I was going to be treated well, so I went off to sleep, feeling silly to have thought ill of either you or Robert. About 4 in the morning, though, I awakened with a terrible pain in my head, drenched with sweat, and the electric blanket was crackling and popping. And for about 5 seconds, it seemed like a bright blue light filled the room, and I thought I'd been blinded, or even electrocuted. I jumped from the bed, and I flipped on the light, and in the mirror, atop the dresser, there I was. There I was. And it was at this moment that your dog came sniffing and growling at the door. I know how angry you must have been to discover that I used those pills to subdue her. And I'm very sorry about that. Again, please forgive my state of mind, because the one line of defense I'd relied on for almost 3 years was gone. And there I was, fully visible, completely vulnerable. So I stuffed the chicken bits under the door, waited 15 minutes, and then got myself dressed and out and away, which leads us to now. In the smallest pocket of the briefcase, you'll find some U.S. dollars, which should be enough to reimburse Robert's father for the clothing I took. My ex-wife has been an absolute brick, and she sent me money and my passport and plane ticket. And she and my daughter will be meeting me at the airport in Montreal this afternoon. I took the blanket because it was obviously the thing that had caused my change, but I wasn't sure if the effect was permanent or if perhaps a second treatment would be needed. And now I brought it back to you because I'm sure you'll know what's best to do with it. I cannot ever thank you enough. Robert as well, of course. But if it hadn't been for your trusting me, I don't know what would have happened. And I'll never forget the kind things you said to me as I lay in that bed, in such deep despair. Again, my apologies and my deepest thanks. The tape hisses, and I reach up and push the stop button. I guess I'm glad for William, but I'm not ready to forgive him for what he did to Gertie, and I'm not going to let my feelings cloud my thinking. I'm not, because I know what I have to do. I'm going to get a pair of scissors from the kitchen and cut this horrible blanket into bits, wad it all up and put it into a black plastic bag and walk out to the curb and stuff it into one of our trash barrels, because this is Thursday, and Thursday is trash day, and the big blue sanitation truck will be here soon. I want this whole thing out of my life forever, right now, because I will not have this cropping up, bursting out like an insanity epidemic every couple of years. I can't have that. I won't have that. I want the future to be the way I want it to be. And I want all of this to leave me and Bobby alone. And I don't want, well, if it's not my overwrought little friend having a tantrum, are we? A wee bit of existential hissy fit? Is that what I'm hearing? No, you are not invited to this. Just leave. I am working this out all on my own. On your own? I've heard that one before. I've also heard the one about wadding up all the troubles and tossing them away. If only it were that simple. If only the big blue sanitation truck could pull up once a week and haul all the bad stuff away forever, so that the future would be all hunky-dory, all comfy-dumpy, all cheery-deary. Ain't done yet. No, I've still got to. Because if you'll shut up now, I'll get back to planning my future. Because it's my future. There. That's the problem right there. Because you seem to think that there really is an actual future out there somewhere. And there's not. It's all now. No future, no past, only now. Yes, you will get to another time because that's what seems to keep happening. But when you get there, guess what? It's still going to be now. Forget about some perfect future. That's not happening. Work on now. Because now is all you're ever going to have. Are you done now? Yes, actually, I think I am. I think this may be the last time we ever talk like this. My work is done here. Now it's up to you. Suits me fine. I know, otherwise I'd keep coming back. So no advice about what to do with the blanket, nothing more about Bobby in my heart and how I ought to forgive William. His name is James, because you have to deal with things as they are, remember? Of course I remember. Okay, his name is James. Good, Alicia. It's been nice talking to you. What? What did you just call me? Alicia, that's who you are, right? At this moment, right now, you're Alicia, right? Yes. I thought so. Alicia. I popped the cassette out of the tape player and I put it back in the briefcase with the other stuff. And I closed the clasp and I tucked the briefcase into the back of the closet over in the corner of the family room. Because I might get a call from Sheila one of these years, but I don't have to think about any of this right now. I don't. Right now I'm going to go outside and start walking toward the library. Because I don't have to stay here at home, waiting for Bobby to come and get me. I'm pretty sure he'll be walking along 57th Street and then University Avenue until he gets to 55th Street. So I'll start walking toward him. Might even meet him halfway. And if we happen to miss each other, I'll just go to the library, to our study room, and he'll go there, too. We'll find each other. I know we will. We always do. Here he come. And we walk to the front hall together. Hanger, table, bench, hook. A place for everything and everything in its place. I open the closet, take my coat off the hanger, put it on, then shut the closet door. I pick up my scarf from the little table, wrap it once around my neck, and then I button my coat. Starting from the bottom and working upward, I pick up my hat, feel for the tag at the back, and then put it on my head, just so. I pick up my gloves, also on the table, and I put the right one in my right coat pocket and the left one in my left coat pocket. I pick up my computer bag from the bench next to the table and put the strap over my right shoulder. I take the handle for Gertie's harness from its hook by the tall mirror. Gertie, here. Good girl. And I clip the handle on. Such a sweet creature, so patient and loving. And in the front of the tall mirror, before I pull on my gloves, I stop and I reach out and I touch the silver glass, cool and smooth. And I stand here and I take a good long look at myself right now. And I like what I see. It's me. I'm Alicia.